then we can start looking at using Google Classroom to actually do electronic marking. So here we have our assignments. We've got the worksheet 2, got handed out to all of them. When we click on it, although it's not due yet, we can see that 2 people have already handed it in and 3 have yet to hand in. But let's say the part of the deadline has passed, it's now closed. People can still hand in, but it will be marked as late. So we go into our marking area, and you'll see all the documents for your class with their names attached. Down the left here, it will sort it by status by default. So you'll get all the completed ones, all the handed in ones at the top, and then all the other ones down the bottom. Fastest way to mark these is to click on the first one. And if you're not making any comments, you're just looking, you can have a quick look over on the right here. You can say, yes, that does the job. And then you can give it a mark. And if you want to, you can add a little comment. You can either choose to return it now, or you can choose to do all your marking and then return all of them later. Once you're ready to move on to the next one, you can simply use this arrow at the top here. Again, we can see this person's code, so we can have a look through. We can give it a grade. And we can make a comment. And we can move on. Now, this student hasn't actually handed it in. You can see that because it doesn't have the return button highlighted. If you're already over the deadline and you've either waited long enough or you just want to see where they're at, perhaps they got a bit stuck, then you can still see it. And you can comment on it as well. You can comment on the ones that have been handed in as well. Any of these documents you can comment on. So here I might highlight something, and on the right you'll end up with a comment box. You can click on that, and it just picks out certain bits that you want to be able to comment on. So I might say, and press comment, and then you have a comment that's highlighted for that particular bit. Whether or not you add a grade at this point is entirely up to you. If you do, it will make it a return category. And you can keep moving through. You can see the next one hasn't been attempted at all, and neither has the last one. If you wish to find a particular child, then you can simply click on this drop down here, scroll down and find the one that you're looking for, and it'll take you straight there. When you're finished with all your marking, or you want to stop for a bit, if you don't want to return them yet, that's fine. You can simply close down that window. And you can see that the marks have come up on the left-hand side. Again, still considered draft because you haven't technically released those marks to students. So they can't see the marks yet. So in here, they still see their document as is, and they don't yet. They can see your comments, but they don't yet have the mark that you have assigned to it. The one that wasn't handed in yet, again, doesn't see the marks, but can see your comments, which gives them the chance to then improve on that before they turn it in. You can also see up the top here, which I'll come back to when we look at collaborative working. You can see who's currently looking at that file, or at least who has that file open. So in this case, I can see as a student that the teacher has this file open. So just be aware of that, and that you might want to make sure you close it down when you finish. Again, no marks there, no comment on the outside because technically they haven't handed it in. So when you finish marking everything and you're happy, you can either tick box the individual ones that you're happy to send back and click return, or you can choose to turn all of them back, to give all of them back, and then return. We know that we haven't marked all the assignments. It doesn't matter, we've chosen to return them, so then they can go back. Return. So these are now considered graded, and you'll see that they've now swapped round. So the graded ones drop to the bottom because you as a teacher no longer need to worry about them. The ones that needed marking were at the top, and the ones in the middle are the ones that haven't been done yet. If you decide you need to change a mark, that's fine. You can just simply click on there and then alter the mark accordingly. What you will need to do then is to re-return it so that the mark is updated for the student.